So, at the end of my ProTube video, I did mention that I might have a surprise for you guys, and that if you've been into VR for a long time, you'll know what I'm talking about because you may have been a backer, etc., of this particular product and then maybe didn't receive anything. What I am going on about is the Shockwave VR haptic suit. Now, this goes way back to when the CV1 was first released, I believe. It was a Kickstarter campaign in 2016. And I came across this and I thought, oh yeah, haptic suit, oh I'm down for that, I'll put some money back. So, like many other backers, I put some money down for this. I paid for the rewards, which I never received. This is all on Kickstarter, and I pretty much, by 2019, 2020, I still had a little bit of hope, so I saw some updates, but after COVID happened and 2022 came and went, my hopes diminished, and I figured that I would never see this suit again. So my money, I took it as a loss. This is what happens in life. You win some, you lose some. But if you don't take the risk in the first place, then don't expect any rewards. So that's pretty much, got to be able to put yourself out there and willing to take the hit on something if it doesn't go your way. Now, luckily, the other day, other people might have seen this as well. There was a Shockwave suit that was up on eBay. Someone had put it up. And this person had said that they bought it over a year ago, but hadn't got around to using it, didn't know what to do with it, basically. Now, I did a bit of research before purchasing this from the guy, because I thought there's no point me buying it if I can't even get hold of the software. Now, if you go to, not Kickstarter, go to the Shockwave webpage, and you try and download the software, you can't get it, because it just says 404 error, and that's it. And anything you click on, you just cannot get it. And I reached out to a couple of YouTubers hoping that they may have the software on their computer somewhere, and no, unfortunately they do not have it. Anyway, I'm not going to go to the ins and the outs of it, but let's just say that I did manage to source the software using some techniques. Good with this, I managed to source the software, and because I sourced the software, I figured I would give that one a go, because the guy selling it said no comebacks, he'll reduce the price of it because obviously he paid quite a bit for it. But when I asked him about the size, he said it was a 2XL. So again, I had two things that I was wary about. One was, am I even going to get this thing to work? And two, is it even going to fit me? But I thought, well, you're going to charge this amount for it, you know what, no risk, no reward, let's just do it and see what happens. So I took a leap of faith and I bought the suit, and it came on Thursday. So no, Thursday's in yesterday, yeah, because it's Friday, right? But I spent pretty much, it didn't come on Thursday, sorry, I'm lying, it came on Wednesday. Thursday morning, I was so knackered on Wednesday, I couldn't really do much. So Thursday in the morning, I got the suit out and attempted to figure out what to do with it, because firstly, I had to see if it fitted, and you know what, it might be a 2XL. The guy who sold it to me was 5'8", so he expected it to be quite big, and that's what I thought it would be big. This 2XL is definitely not 2XL, because although it's labelled 2XL, it fits me down to a T, and I am 5 foot. So I don't know how somebody who's 5'8" is going to get into a 2XL when it should have been me not being able to fit into that because it's been too saggy. It would just been like, look ridiculous, but it doesn't. So that's that. So what I did is I spent 6 hours yesterday morning, because I was working in the afternoon, trying to get this to work, and I did make headway. What I can tell you is, if you've got a Shockwave suit and you haven't got a clue how to use it, because it's come with no instructions, because the guy didn't know how to use it anyway. There's no instructions, and there's nothing on the web that really tells you too much. It's a lot of, once you've got it, you've got to kind of work it out yourself, what goes where. Now, what I managed to find out is two things. One, we're going to start with the haptic suit, because it was a haptic suit and full body tracking. They are not the same thing, okay? As in, they're not in the same suit. What happens is you've got a separate section which is like the undergarments. So you've got a bit that goes around your torso, you've got a bit that goes around your knees, your feet and your shoulders, okay? You've got these bits that you need to put on first, and then you put the Shockwave suit over it, okay? Now what I did the first time round, because I didn't have a clue how this would work, is I put the Shockwave suit, I put all these stuff on beforehand, where I thought it would go. I put the Shockwave suit on top and zipped it up, and found where the power supply was, plugged it in, and the whole thing started vibrating. And I was like, but it didn't stop vibrating, it just kept vibrating and vibrating, and I just thought, what is going on here? So what I did is I ended up doing a little bit more research, trying to find out what's what, and then I found some instructions saying that if it vibrates continuously, you need to unplug it and replug it back in, and also unplug the cable from the trousers. So what I did is I separated the suit, so I just had the jacket now. I plugged that into the USB slot, powered it up, and again it was just like vibrating. I unplugged it, plugged it in again, and then it vibrated for about 10 seconds, and then it just stopped. But this meant it was fine. Once it stopped vibrating, then I plugged in the trousers. So again, it was fine, it was still not vibrating, this was great. I then went and downloaded the app. Now what I can tell you is, like I said, the app you can't just get like that. It is very, very difficult to get hold of because of the fact that they've taken it down. But I've got it anyway. So, well, I have now. Once I booted up the app, it just connected. There's no Bluetooth settings in the computer that you have to change. You just have to open the app. So if you don't have the app, it's not going to work. Okay, you need to have the app because the app has probably got some sort of code in it or something that communicates directly with the sensors that are in the suit, and I think it's on a different wavelength. I mean, I don't know, but I'm assuming that because I can't see it in Bluetooth. So once that's up and running, once you've opened up the app, you just go to set up Haptic suit, and you'll see that everything's online, and you can then try the demos out. So for example, rain, flame, etc. You can feel explosions on weapons on the side of your body and stuff like that. It's good. It's different from bHaptics. It still vibrates, but I can't explain. bHaptics seems quite intense, and it seems to be a lot more heavier than this, whereas this is not so heavy. It's nice though because it's different points on your body which you can feel what's happening to you, if that makes sense. Now the tracking was a different thing altogether, because I assumed that, oh right, okay, the tracking is going to work straight off the bat. Now maybe it's like magnets or something like that tells it it's part of it. I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought I'd give it a go. Anyway, after messing about for, like I said, 6 hours, which not everyone's got 6 hours to spend messing around trying to work out what's what, I discovered that in your shoulder, your left shoulder, your right shoulder, your left knee, your right knee, your left foot, your right foot, and your torso, there are individual trackers in each of those, which you have to turn on manually. There is a switch on each of those trackers, so you have to, before you even begin, have to switch every single tracker on. You've got to switch them on, and once you've switched them on, then you've got to make sure you've got it the right way around. When I first did it, and I launched the software and I put set up tracking, I could see the trackers, but I was upside down on the screen, and I couldn't understand why I was upside down. I tried everything and it was just upside down, so I don't know what. In fact, to be honest, right now it's still upside down. I don't know what it is, but what I did find out is that there was another piece of software, and that is also Shockwave, where it says V1 suit, and I thought this was a V2 suit because our V1 was like, had a specific design on it, right? When I opened up the V1 software on the screen alone, it wasn't in VR, okay, but I was standing the right way up, and because I was standing the right way up, I was able to find out that the trackers I'd put on my feet were not actually for my feet, they were for my shoulders. So I had to remove the ones from the feet, put them on the shoulders, etc, etc. Then I found out that if you, on each tracker, there is a symbol. If there is a triangle, it's for the left side of your body. If there is a square, it's for the right side of your body. So that's how I was able to differentiate between which side of the body it went, okay? And there is a way of calibrating the trackers and that, but I hadn't got that far. So I did that first, and then it just seemed to work like that, and I thought, oh great. So the only thing left to do was stand in a T-pose, and I had to get my other half to click calibrate T-pose, because I couldn't, every time I tried to do it from a T-pose, I'd move my arm, and then obviously I'm not in a T-pose, I click on it and my arm's in the wrong spot, so it wasn't working. And it did work better previously, but I think when I tried it recently, because I was running the Cat VR, which is also Bluetooth, my ProTube VR, which is also Bluetooth, and a few other things that are Bluetooth, it kind of has an impact and it lags quite a bit, even though, you know, this software communicates directly with the trackers. There is a lag there. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that. Now, the other thing I can say about this is someone on GitHub ages ago did a Half Life Alyx mod, and I thought to myself, at least if I get to play Half Life Alyx with the suit on, I'll be happy that I spent that money, because of the fact that it wasn't that much money to begin with, but I would have experienced this in every way possible. So I figured I'd give it a go. Now, I have managed to get it running with Half Life Alyx, and all you had to do, you download the software. I followed the instructions, which was putting it into the Half Life Alyx folder. So you put the scripts folder, I think it's called scripts, you copy the files from the mod into the scripts folder, and then once you've done that, you run the Shockwave app, which is in the apps folder. Once you've run that, it will say connect, so disconnect, test B haptics, and launch. So if I hit test B, after I hit connect, it will connect to the suit, providing I'm not already connected with the standard calibration software. Okay. Once I double click that, it opens up and you've connected, then only disconnect is highlighted. So you just have to hit test haptics, and you'll feel the haptics on your body. And once you've done that, then you need to go into Steam and launch the game as normal. If you try and launch it from that app, I don't know if anyone else has done this, but every time I try and launch it, it keeps bringing up an error and it won't launch. Whereas when I launch it directly, it works and the haptics do actually work, and I'm happy that I was able to experience that. If there are any coders out there, or you know how to integrate haptics into the game, when I say into the game, what I'm after is I want to be able to use this haptic suit with the other games that have haptics, but I don't know how to get it to function. If you're a modder, you might know. I really do not know how to get it to function. But the fact that someone's done it for Half Life Alyx means that there must be a way. I think there was something for Boneworks as well, but I wasn't able to get hold of the software. If someone knows how to do it, it would be great to know how to do it, or set us on the right path in order to get haptics programmed for some of the popular games. And I figured, like, games that already have haptics in, like Epic Roller Coasters, and even the audio to haptic function that B haptics has, if there's a way to get the Shockwave to respond to that, that'd be great. But I don't know how to code, so I don't know where to begin. So if anyone has got any insights into where I can make a start with that, so I don't have to rely on other people and might be able to code myself, because there is going to be no Shockwave from the looks of it. Shockwave have gone dark, company's not around really, they're not going to be upgrading the software for this, so I kind of want to be able to do it myself, perhaps, so that I can code it in somehow, or maybe if there's a function line that gets the haptics to work. Well, expect to see some videos on Half Life Alyx, because I'm going to be doing that shortly with the haptic suit on, and if I'm able to get any other things working with it through the collaboration with people, then that will be great, because then I'll do some more videos with the other games on. Alright guys, take care, see you in the next one.